Go on to the next love. Chapter 1. The brightly lit Red Cross was particularly striking in the dead of night as darkness shrouded the magnificent metropolis. In the largest private hospital in Oaksworth City, the sharp wail of an ambulance siren pierced the air, accompanied by the smell of disinfectants as someone was loaded off the ambulance and rushed in the operating room's direction. Dr. Sullivan. There is a pregnant woman who needs emergency treatment. Lara Sullivan, dressed in a white coat, opened the door and looked at the anxious-looking nurse standing outside before dashing out of her office. How is that pregnant woman's condition right now? 9 weeks pregnant, with massive hemorrhage due to placental abruption. The baby's as good as gone. And what caused it? Fierce lovemaking. It seems. She was said to be having sex in a car. The nurse answered with a blush. Lara hurried toward the operating room, with a frown. Tell the blood bank to have blood ready for the pregnant woman. Get everything ready for her surgical abortion and get her family to sign the papers. Now. She was giving instructions to the nurse next to her when a figure dashed up to her and grabbed her arm. Please save my wife. Doctor. Lara was stunned when she looked up and saw who the man before her was. The man was startled as well. He subconsciously let go of her and muttered, Lara. You call the person in there your wife? Lara asked sarcastically. Then what am I to you? She thought. A surge of emotions welled up inside her as she wished she could smash the medical report in her hand onto the man. Eric Collins opened his mouth. But his guilty conscience kept him from speaking. The incident happened so suddenly that he failed to notice that the nearest hospital he came to would be Lara's workplace. Lara threw a glance at the stunned nurse next to her while suppressing her anger. Have Dr. Jenner operate on the pregnant woman instead. I am afraid he isn't available right now. He has just gone to operate on another patient. What about the other gynecologists? They also unavailable. Lara frowned. She was the doctor on duty tonight. Besides, it was obviously too late to call for another doctor in the middle of the night. However, her balled fists were shaking with rage as she looked at the man before her, the man who had just called her 3 hours ago, telling her how much he missed her at home. Her legal husband was actually fooling around in a car with another woman, and a pregnant one at that. See, could you please save Sandy first? Lara. Her baby is mine. Upon listening to Eric's words, Lara felt like her heart was being torn apart. She didn't know whether to laugh or cry. If she had a scalpel in front of her, she would mercilessly thrust it into Eric's chest. Eric continued. Lara, I know you mad at me right now. But you a doctor. You have to be professional. Sandy is lying in there. You must save her. Lara wished she could slap Eric square in the face right now. How could he accuse me of being unprofessional after they did something so shameless and even had a baby? Do they still have any moral conscience in them? She thought. Get ready for the surgery. I'll let it. She clenched her teeth while glaring fiercely at Eric. Have him sign the papers. After 3 years of marriage, it was the first time she found the man before her so disgusting. So much so that she thought it filthy to stand with him under the same sky. Surgical abortion was just a minor operation for Lara, an expert surgeon. So the surgery was a success. The instant she walked out of the operating room, Eric rushed toward her and took her hand. But she immediately shook him off in disgust. Thanks for saving Sandy, Lara, he said. Thank me, Lara sneered, wanting to tell him it was too early for him to do so. She continued. The pregnant woman had a massive hemorrhage, and her womb suffered severe damages. I am afraid she'll never be able to carry children anymore. Eric's face turned pale in an instant. When Lara saw how devastated he was, her arms tensed at her sides, and her fingernails dug deep into her flesh. What should I do when my husband cares so much about another woman in front of me? Get the divorce papers ready. You'd better be prepared to give up all your property, she said. Then, as Eric's eyes widened in disbelief, She straightened her back and strode toward the restroom. Thanks for listening to the Bravonovel audiobook. Welcome to download the Bravonovel app. Read the novel, go on to the next love online and get the latest updates.